been working really hard to get back to full health, and I feel like probably over these last couple of weeks is when I've probably started feeling my best.
What do you really know about Caitlin Clark? You've heard the headlines. The record-breaking sharpshooter who became the NCAA's all-time scoring leader with 3,951 points in the number. One pick of the Indiana Fever. You know the star, the swagger, the packed arenas. But here's what most people don't know. She didn't just grow up dribbling a basketball. She grew up playing piano, dominating boys' leagues because girls' teams couldn't keep up, and even built a vision board in 3rd grade predicting her WNBA future, years before the world learned her name. And despite her meteoric rise, she faced a shock setback. Caitlin didn't make the 2024 Olympic team, a snub that ignited an even fiercer comeback path as she gears up for a massive 2026 resurgence. And the crazy part? This is only the beginning. If you think you've seen everything Caitlin Clark can do, born on January 22nd, 2002, in Des Moines, Iowa, Caitlin Clark grew up in West Des Moines, where competition wasn't just a pastime. It was woven into the fabric of family life. Her father, Brent, a former college athlete, fanned that early flame, teaching her that winning wasn't everything. It was the only thing. When girls' leagues didn't exist for her age, 5-year-old Caitlin didn't hesitate. She laced up and stepped onto boys' recreational teams, a decision that would sculpt her speed, toughness, and unflinching fearlessness. The same traits that make defenders dread a single glance in her direction today. Like a wildfire racing through the prairie, her determination spread fast and unstoppable. But basketball wasn't her only playground. Caitlin was a whirlwind of activity: softball, volleyball, soccer, tennis, even golf. And each sport added a new layer to her developing skill set: the coordination of a tennis swing, the footwork in soccer, the patience of golf. They all blended into a foundation elite coaches call cross-training gold. By middle school, she joined All Iowa Attack, an AAU powerhouse, stepping up to face older, stronger competitors. Year after year, she honed herself in the forge of competition, iron sharpening iron, until she emerged sharper, quicker, and hungrier than anyone around her. At Dowling Catholic High School, Caitlin transformed from a local prodigy into a national spectacle. Her scoring soared from 15.3 points per game as a freshman to 27.1 as a sophomore, before blasting past 32 points as a junior. But it wasn't just her numbers that demanded attention, it was the way she played. Range, rhythm, audacity. Every possession was a countdown, a heart-stopping moment where fans leaned forward, knowing something electric could happen at any second. Honors followed naturally, first statewide, then national, with recruiters and analysts circling like hawks spotting prey. By the time she committed to the University of Iowa, Caitlin had already become more than a player. She was an event. Hawkeye games were no longer just contests. They were spectacles, broadcast magnets. Records fell as effortlessly as her deep threes, and highlight reels of her scoring, assists, and audacious shots spread across social media like wildfire. She didn't just break records, she rewrote them, becoming the all-time NCAA scoring leader, men and women alike, and setting benchmarks for most 30-plus point games and single-season three-pointers. Watching her was like witnessing a storm build. Unstoppable, awe-inspiring, impossible to ignore. The NIL era only amplified her platform. While still in college, Caitlin commanded an estimated $3 to $5 million annually through high-profile deals with Nike, Gatorade, State Farm, Buick, Bose, Topps, H&R Block, Hy-Vee, and more, cementing her place as one of the highest-earning college athletes ever before stepping foot on a professional court. She wasn't just a player, she was a brand, a business, a cultural force. Draft night wasn't a leap, it was a natural continuation of a journey that had been sprinting full speed since childhood. Joining the Indiana Fever, Caitlin instantly became the cornerstone of the franchise, a lightning rod for attention, ticket sales, and media coverage. Her WNBA base salary, $76,535 in 2024, $78,066 in 2025, sparked important conversations about value and economics in women's sports. The figures, modest compared to her visibility, underscored a growing truth. The real fortune for elite athletes now lies in endorsements. And Caitlin's endorsement portfolio reads like a who's who of blue-chip brands: Nike, Gatorade, State Farm, Buick, Wilson, Xfinity, Topps, Bose, H&R Block, Gainbridge. But these deals are far more than logos on a backdrop. They are multi-year contracts, national television commercials, co-branded campaigns, and live activations that put her on screens far beyond the basketball court. Each partnership mirrors her game, versatile, dynamic, and impossible to ignore. From a fearless 5-year-old challenging boys in Iowa parks to a global sports icon, Caitlin Clark's journey reads like a story written in motion, each chapter building toward the next, a rising crescendo that shows no sign of slowing. In every arena, on every platform, she's proving one undeniable truth. Greatness isn't given, it's earned, shot by shot, deal by deal, moment by moment. Now let's talk numbers, the kind that turn heads and rewrite the conversation around women's sports. Estimates of Caitlin Clark's net worth vary depending on methodology, timing, and whether analysts count projected deals or realized earnings. The conservative, widely cited ballpark puts her net worth somewhere in the mid to high 7 figures by 2025, often landing near $10 million, a figure inflated by her pre-WNBA NIL earnings and the avalanche of endorsement deals that followed her draft. Some trackers peg the number closer to $10 million by late 2025. Others suggest $4 million as a baseline for the year. But given the speed and scope of her brand partnerships, the reality likely trends toward the higher end. Her fortune, like one of her deep threes, is climbing fast and arching higher with every new deal. Annual earnings paint an even sharper picture. Forbes estimated Clark's total 2025 compensation at $12.1 million, almost all from endorsements, an eye-popping contrast with her WNBA salary. Sportico pushed that number even higher, suggesting $16.1 million, again noting that roughly 99% came from off-court deals. Translation: the market is voting, and it is voting loudly in her favor. Every dollar spent on a Caitlin Clark partnership is a bet on excitement, visibility, and influence, and the returns are undeniable. The headline endorsement that turned heads came in 2024, an 8-year, $28 million deal with Nike, paying $3.5 million per year. But the real value isn't just the dollars, it's the prestige, credibility, and long-term alignment with one of sports' most iconic brands. Pair that with her Wilson partnership, which includes a signature basketball line, a distinction usually reserved for all-time legends, and it's easy to see why her annual endorsement haul is commonly estimated above $11 million. Perspective matters here. Clark's WNBA base salary hovered around $76,535 in 2024 and $78,066 in 2025. And yet, thanks to her brand income, she ranks among the world's highest-paid female athletes. This isn't a critique of the league. It's a testament to how a single transcendent talent can expand the pie, driving sponsors, broadcasters, and venues to rethink the value of women's sports. She's a catalyst, reshaping the economics with every highlight, every social post, every signature move. Brands clamor for Caitlin Clark because she checks every box. Her game scales, her story inspires, and her personality sticks. A deep three from the center court logo isn't just a shot. It's a moment that travels across timelines, platforms, and continents, instantly understandable and instantly shareable. Her journey, from challenging boys in Iowa parks to becoming the NCAA's all-time scoring leader, is the kind of narrative people root for and brands want to attach themselves to. Beyond skill, she's magnetic on screen, charismatic, relatable, and poised, translating seamlessly from game action to commercials. It's no surprise that companies don't just want to work with her. They want her as a long-term partner, a face of an era, a symbol of what women's basketball can be at its absolute peak. Caitlin Clark's story isn't just about points, contracts, or net worth. It's about transformation. She is redefining what it means to be a professional athlete in the modern era. Fearless on the court, savvy off it, and capable of turning every jump shot into a cultural event. In every way, she's proving that talent alone can make headlines, but vision, personality, and strategy make a legacy. So what does life actually look like when your calendar is packed with practices, travel, shoots, and appearances, and every hour feels like it's on fast forward? For Caitlin Clark, it's a relentless rhythm, a high-wire act between performance, promotion, and preservation. Her training cadence is precision itself. Days are carved into team practice, individual skill sessions, ball handling, footwork, shooting drills, film study, recovery protocols, and strict sleep discipline. That fourth quarter energy, those repeatable deep threes, the effortless form from 30 feet, they didn't appear overnight. They are the quiet scaffolding of years spent in gyms, on courts, and across sports fields. Her multi-sport childhood, combined with relentless hours in the weight room, built muscles, endurance, and instincts that now operate like clockwork. It's repetition, but smart, deliberate repetition, like a master pianist perfecting a complex concerto. The long-running grind of all Iowa attack and her high-usage college career show the durability, stamina, and precision behind every moment of brilliance on the hardwood. Travel is a second discipline. In-season life pivots around the WNBA schedule. Commercial flights, back-to-backs, media obligations tucked into road days. Off the court, endorsements layer on another level of movement. Nike activations, Gatorade shoots, State Farm commercials, Wilson product sessions, each requiring tight turnarounds and flawless execution. The cumulative effect is a pro's reality. Live by the calendar, protect the body, and make every hour count. Like a chess grandmaster, every step, every landing, every interaction is calculated. There's no wasted motion. Recovery isn't just rest, it's strategy. Clark is an avid golfer, often teeing it up in pro-ams, a gentle counterpoint to the intensity of basketball. The fairways demand focus, precision, and patience, while providing low-impact movement and restorative time outdoors. It's a yin and yang, laser-sharp intensity on hardwood, calm problem-solving on the greens. A duality that reveals her competitive wiring and mental balance. Her personal circle reinforces that balance. Public profiles link her to Connor McCaffrey, and her close-knit family continues to shape the way she navigates fame. They provide a framework of nurture and stability, a compass to navigate the spotlight without losing sight of who she is. This support structure is as essential as her training regimen. It keeps her grounded when the world is watching and the stakes are sky-high. Lifestyle for Caitlin Clark isn't about material excess, it's about what you build, what you invest in, and what you give back. In 2023, she launched the Caitlin Clark Foundation, focusing on education, nutrition, and sports accessibility for youth in Iowa and Indiana. The joy she radiates on court, the generosity she shows fans, and the accessibility of her persona translate directly into the foundation's mission, expanding opportunities, fueling potential, and paying forward the runway she had to carve for herself. This isn't PR, it's a natural extension of her identity, an infrastructure for the next generation built with the same care she applies to perfecting her jump shot. Her style mirrors this ethos: athletic minimalism with punch, clean sneakers courtesy of Nike, functional fits, and a camera-ready ease that works from tunnel shots to talk show chairs. She doesn't parade supercars or penthouse views. Her version of luxury is intentional: recovery tech over retail therapy, golf rounds over gala gowns, film study over flash. Her sponsor portfolio emphasizes performance, reliability, and youth appeal more than ostentatious displays. And here's the real magic: authenticity. Sponsors aren't paying for flash, they're paying for credibility. Whether she's trading quips in a State Farm spot or testing Wilson prototypes, the message is consistent. She delivers performance and personality that can't be faked. It's a brand lane built to last, which explains why her deals are long-term partnerships rather than one-off cash grabs. Caitlin Clark's life, both on and off the court, is a study in focus, discipline, and authenticity. A masterclass in turning talent, work ethic, and personality into a legacy. Unlike some celebrities whose lives are traced in glossy estates and gleaming exotic cars, Caitlin Clark leaves a different kind of footprint. There's no public ledger of seven-figure homes or luxury garages tied to her name, and any attempt to catalog such things would be pure speculation. What emerges from public reporting is clear. Her spending is purposeful, practical, and performance-driven, geared toward training, travel, and longevity rather than flashy consumption. It's as if she views resources not as status symbols, but as tools in a toolbox, each one chosen to sharpen her craft. That doesn't mean she lives small, it means she lives smart. In the early stages of a career, The compounders outweigh the trophies. The most valuable collection Caitlin owns isn't a fleet of cars or a penthouse suite. It's contracts, Nike multi-year deals, sponsor renewals, and licensing arrangements that generate revenue whether she's mid-flight, on the court, or recovering in a quiet gym. Like seeds planted carefully in fertile soil, these contracts grow over time, yielding returns that outlast any fleeting display of wealth. For Caitlin, luxury has a different definition. It isn't about private jets or ostentatious statements. It's the freedom to choose recovery over burnout, to invest in smarter training, and to leverage a platform that advances girls' sports. It's access to top-tier performance staff, tailored dietary support, cutting-edge sleep technology, and a calendar designed around the three pillars of elite performance: time, health, and craft. In every public partnership and sponsorship, the message is clear: performance comes first. Her life operates like a finely tuned engine: precision, efficiency, and purpose guiding every move. Luxury also means space. Space to tee off on the golf course as a mental reset, space to nurture family bonds amidst the frenzy of WNBA travel, space to selectively take on brand work that amplifies her mission rather than distracts from it. That deliberate alignment explains why you don't see scattershot sponsorships or mismatched campaigns. Instead, you see a coherent brand architecture, one that spans sport, lifestyle, and community, built as deliberately as her jump shot. Caitlin Clark's world isn't measured in shiny possessions. It's measured in strategy, balance, and long-term impact. Caitlin Clark isn't just a star, she's a trend line. She doesn't just play basketball, she moves markets. When she steps on the court, tickets sell, TV ratings spike, and even ordinary road games transform into must-see events. That's why sponsors are willing to pay a premium. Caitlin changes the economics of the game. Forbes and Sportico consistently rank her among the top-earning women in sports, almost entirely driven by endorsements. But those numbers capture something even more powerful than dollars. They capture cultural demand. The impact is tangible. Think of the copycat phenomenon. Middle schoolers drilling off the dribble 28-footers, fans packing watch parties for college and WNBA games, and social media buzzing every time she hits a logo three. Caitlin has become a gateway to women's basketball for millions of casual fans. That audience growth feeds media rights, which over time helps secure better salaries, deeper team investment, and a stronger platform for women's sports. It's a long game, and Caitlin is already several moves ahead. A typical in-season day for Caitlin is a masterclass in discipline. She wakes around 6:30 a.m., hydrating, loosening up, and fueling her body with a healthy breakfast to power the day. By 8 a.m., she's at team practice, working plays, running game scenarios, hitting shot after shot from deep, and squeezing in conditioning. Film study is woven in to sharpen her decisions, like adding fine polish to a diamond. By noon, recovery takes center stage. Ice baths, massages, nutrition resets, followed by media interviews or sponsor obligations, especially on travel days. In the afternoon, she hones her individual skills: free throws, off-the-dribble threes, and decision-making drills designed to make even the most impossible logo shots feel routine. Evening brings wind-down time, whether it's a few putts on the golf course or a quiet dinner with family, and then sleep, which she treats like one of her most important performance tools. Fame doesn't rattle Caitlin. While fans see the highlight reel deep threes and game-changing moments, those closest to her witness the countless quiet hours that make those flashes possible. Grinding through AAU seasons, honing footwork in boys' leagues, and breaking records at Iowa. She doesn't chase drama or flaunt her life. Instead, she keeps interviews calm, grounded, and focused. What she does share, her tight-knit family, her steady relationship with Connor McCaffrey, and her love for golf, paints the picture of someone who values stability, balance, and a lifestyle built to protect focus. Looking ahead, Caitlin's foundation is already in place. She has major long-term deals with Nike and Wilson, high annual earnings, and the Caitlin Clark Foundation, which expands her influence beyond the court. As the WNBA grows with bigger media deals and rising fan attention, her salary may increase, but the real growth will likely come off the court. Brand renewals, signature products, equity partnerships, and programs connected to her foundation. Those moves are what can take her from seven-figure success into eight-figure territory, building a career and a legacy simultaneously. At the heart of it all, Caitlin Clark stays grounded in one unchanging principle: focus on the work. The deep threes, the viral moments, the endorsements, they're all byproducts of discipline, persistence, and a lifestyle designed to maximize performance. She doesn't get lost in the spotlight. She channels it, using every opportunity to amplify her game, her influence, and her impact on women's sports. With her work ethic, her trajectory is clear. 7 figures now, 8 figures soon, and a lasting imprint on the game she's already reshaping.